Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, May the 17th. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. I'm going to do a quick video today with everything all together, simply because I got a little bit of a late start. So let's take a look at the ES. We are in a bit of a range. We've broken out below 4130, only to recapture it. We've broken out above 4160, only to reject it. And since today is going to be a quiet economic news report, I expect things are going to stay in range. We are looking for some sort of explosive movement. Notice this little range pocket exploded higher here for a few days. Then it held the opening breakout area, collapsed, went down into the opening range bottom, and then collapsed. And so we can see these range-based motions moving very, very wide. We're going to have another one. I don't know the direction. A lot of folks think it's upside. My position there is it very well could be, but it's like that, I think, because a lot of people are very short. This morning we are holding the lows. We are gapped above the close of the prior day, and so the pressure will be to push into 4150. Overnight traders are long, and so as soon as the market opens up, they're either going to try and push longer, and if they're successful, they'll move up into that 4160. If they're not, they're going to collapse back down into the 4124, 4130. That's what we're looking at there. For the NQ is barreling ahead, doing really well. It's the only place that there is range expansion, really. It's completely divergent from everybody else. If this is the wide range, then it could mean that this thing is going to really end up racketing a lot of points, but we don't know. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're above the close of the prior day. We're below the high of the prior day. So that's where the long traders overnight are going to try and push into. If they get there, great. First group of folks will be sellers. Shallow pullbacks mean that we move into the next expansion area, and there really is nothing for about 150 points. So that could look really interesting. If the price action comes in and it can't hold the prior day's close, weakness will develop and we should come back into 1346. All the deep dips continue to be bought. Here's the RTY. This one from the quant stats, and you can see those on the Place Your Trades website. It's all free. It's the most fantastic set of free tools ever at placeyourtrades.com. And the quant stats say today that dips really ought to be bought in the Russell. And so what might that dip be? Might we have already had it coming into the day? It's sitting right at resistance. Buyers overnight are long, so they're going to try and push into 1755. If they hold it, we've got 1765. But if they pull back and come into 1746 and begin to chop around there, that's going to be the buy zone. I like this area long today at the 1744 to 1746 area. Let's go to SPY. SPY looks, not nearly as good as the Qs. But we are bouncing. Look at the range. This is absolutely atrocious. What we care about is whether we get into 413 and stay there, because some of us are still short from this ledge. My suspicion is these overnight buyers are going to try and push us up, but I don't think we have the catalyst yet to move out. So my thought is If they continue, it could ride to the top, but as soon as we see exhaustion, it's going to be a good place to go short. If the overnight buyers can't get higher, they're going to drift back down into the 410 range and likely hold that zone. If we end up chopping around, it's going to be a great day for an iron condor. Yesterday was a fantastic day for an iron condor. I just didn't pick it up, had too much on the schedule to do it. Let's take a look at the Qs. Of course, these guys are going gangbusters. Just crazy. Upside, just breaking out over last week's high yesterday and closing above it. This morning, we're holding above the close, still not into the highs. That's where the chart's going to try and punch forward. We're seeing the punch forward right now. A lot of traders that were short coming into the region are now turned around and moving higher. And so 330 is ultimately where this chart might be going. Don't know if it's going to do $2 in a day, but it certainly could. Pullbacks into 327 make it a buy zone. If we bounce off 327, but we can't get up over 328, we're going to collapse right back into the broad mean area. And that, to me, looks like about 325. Let's take a look at the SPXL. This one's not giving us much traction here. It's still making these lower highs and lower lows in the week, coming up off of the range. We can see the 72.30 area being really sticky, bringing a lot of buyers in. Notice, if it comes into the area, let it go past and then recover, right? Test the area. VWAP Trader 1 says always test that area to confirm your suspicions and then let it go up to the top. We are above 73, and that means we could get ourselves into 74 and maybe even 74.69, but the SPX, the SPY, and the ES are all trading much more weakly than the Qs. And so here is the leveraged TQQQ. Again, this one very high. Now, look at this. This one is above the close, again, but not above the high. Still an inside candlestick. What's an inside candlestick going to do? Well, it's going to measure whether we pull into the space and bounce out. I like the line around 29, but don't put a limit order there because of these wicks. Let it come back, stabilize, and hold maybe 28.91 before you go long in the space. If you chase it out, you've got to take profit at the high. I know this is a short one, running tight on time. Want to make sure it gets to you before the open. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow.